Just let me know if you all can see me live.
Okay, so I can see myself live, right? So let's start today's session. For anyone who is tuning in for the first time, I'm Dr. Abhishek, your mentor for biochemistry at Unacademy. I've been teaching biochemistry for almost 12 years, and I'm also the author of Biochemistry Basics flashcard, which you can buy from Amazon. And I this is my URL at Unacademy. You can follow me at Unacademy. I take a lot of special free classes, as well as I'm a part of their Plus team. So, you can attend a lot of my free classes there if you go to the Unacademy and follow me there. If you are first time tuning into the Unacademy channel, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell icon, because not only me, there are 40 different educators of different subjects in NEET PG category who come live every month on YouTube channel of Unacademy. We started around 7-8 months back, and in just around 8 months we have more than 1 lakh subscribers. So every time any one of us go live, you will get a notification, and then you can decide to watch the video or not according to your interest. Mostly we will discuss the latest pattern question, the image based question, the clinical questions, and a lot of relevant information regarding to the examination. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button and bell icon. Also, if you will give a thumbs up to the video, it will get stored in your liked video history, and if you want to come back to this videos later, you can easily come back. So this month's special classes, these are the classes which I took on Unacademy. Now all of these have already been taken for this month. So this month I took around 5 special classes, all MCQ based for the NEET PG, upcoming NEET PG. Now if you have missed any one of them, you can go to Unacademy and watch this. This will be there for quite some time. And if you still are not able to find it, you can go to this URL, biochemistry.live. There, along with, I'm trying to create a URL so that you can ask your doubts, directly connect with me, and go through these video lectures. So all the lectures which I have taken in previous classes will be there. These are the YouTube sessions already. This is the last session for this month, and countdown to NEET PG episode 8. Next month also we will be running in the same series. We'll be discussing a lot more questions and concepts. And at Unacademy, sometimes you may be asked for an unlock code to see a special class. Then you can use this code Dr. Abhishek -YT. YT is for YouTube. Okay, so this is a code which can unlock a lot of premium quizzes, premium lectures at Unacademy, right? So a little about our grand test. We have already launched a brand new grand test which takes care of the latest pattern questions, so you can join it there. And there are some new amazing batches which are coming up. One batch is for FMG. Then we have got next year target next batch, both a morning and an evening batch. And then we have got the last mile. Anyone who has not revised or who is not feeling confident about NEET, they can join this 1 month program where you will be, the entire syllabus of NEET will be covered. So these are the MCQ marathon which we are taking. I've already completed it. Biochemistry, I've taken around 3-4 sessions on that. And these are the new batches. We have already talked about it. So this is the first question for today. Which vitamin deficiency causes neonatal seizures? Which vitamin deficiency causes neonatal seizure? Your options are riboflavin, pantothenic acid, pyridoxine, and thiamine. Which vitamin deficiency causes neonatal seizure? Your options are riboflavin, pantothenic acid. So anyone wants to answer? Hi Anita. Anita Abby says C, pyridoxine. Kishore says C, pyridoxine. Anyone else wants to answer this question? Mahi, I think unanimously. Can anyone tell me why pyridoxine deficiency causes neonatal seizure? Anyone wants to? Raj also is saying C. Anitesh, hi Anitesh. Anitesh is saying C. Anyone wants to give an answer as to why pyridoxine deficiency causes neonatal seizures? And these are very typical seizures. A child will present with either a general clonic or an absence seizure, which is unresponsive or non-responsive to any other drug. But the moment you give pyridoxine, it corrects itself. So anyone wants to know? So basically GABA formation from glutamate, GABA formation requires pyridoxine, and that's a very important neurotransmitter. So that is a mechanism which is supposed to be the causative of neonatal seizures. Very, very typical seizures. You give a lot of anti-epileptic, the child does not respond, and the moment you give pyridoxine supplementation, the child starts responding. So let's look at this question. Choose the correct statement regarding why glucose is stored in glycogen form. This is your next question. Choose the correct statement regarding why glucose is stored in glycogen form. Your options are: it is compact, B, multiple reducing ends can provide glucose as and when needed for 1 week, can be stored at multiple sites. So why does glucose is stored at glycogen? So again, Anita Abhi says A. Anyone else wants to differ? Give a separate option. Mahita says 1. Now, frankly speaking, I don't know if you can see the option. I'll just move a little. So here the question is, can provide glucose as and when needed for 1 week. Does glycogen last for 1 week? Does glycogen last for 1 week? Anyone? Okay, so it's never 1 week. Our glycogen starts reserve typically lasts for around 18 hours maximum. So after overnight fast, almost most of your glycogen is depleted. Okay. So Kishore is going for B, multiple reducing ends. Simran, hi Simran. Simran is going for A. Okay. So remember this thing. Actually, both of these are correct. Okay. So just hear me out on this question. So both of these are correct. When you have a branch structure as glycogen, okay, so obviously it allows to pack lot more amount of glucose in a smaller area. Okay. And second, because it's a branch structure, the number of reducing ends increases. And that is why when you have unbranched glycogen in Anderson's disease, when the branching enzyme deficiency is there, Anderson's disease, then you will have hypoglycemia. But if I have to choose one, it is this. The form, look, obviously we want it to be released faster, but there could have been multiple other mechanisms by which we could have. But it is basically the branch structure gives a much more compact, what you call the way to store. And that is why when the debranching enzyme deficiency is there, so it will have more reducing ends, but still you will have difficulty in debranching enzyme. I hope I'm making sense. Both of these are correct. So it's very natural to feel confused. Many places you will find both these answers, that why glycogen is a very good source of storage. But the primary reason is it makes the storage very, very compact. Okay. So hope I was able to clear some doubt there. But again, it's a controversial question. I don't know what the examiner had. Which of the following does not have cysteine? Your options are glutathione, taurine, coenzyme A, none of the above. Which of the following does not have cysteine? Options are glutathione, taurine, coenzyme A. Now, one of the favorite question for amino acid. Amino acid, there are some very favorite, very pet questions. One is on the classification, metabolic fate, polarity, all those classification based questions. And the second set of questions for entire amino acid will be, a specialized product of each amino acid, a specialized product of cysteine, of glycine, of arginine, of phenylalanine, any amino acid, whatever the specialized products are, that's a favorite question. So what do you think will be the correct answer? Simran, Kishore, Raj, Anitesh, all are going for D. Excellent. All these have cysteine. So let's quickly look at what are the specialized product of cysteine. So, beta mercaptoethanoline on decarboxylation, coenzyme, taurine, glutathione, and cysteine also. Two cysteine molecules are joined together to form cysteine, that is condensation. So this is the specialized product of cysteine. Very good. Let's answer this question. Which of the following on accepting methyl will become choline? So, which of the following on accepting methyl will become choline? Your options are guanidinoacetate, ethanolamine, carnosine, and creatine. Which of the following on accepting methyl will become choline? Your options are guanidinoacetate, ethanolamine, carnosine, creatine. So Raj, very quick to answer A, guanidinoacetate. Anyone wants to differ? Give a different answer. Kishore also A. Sharat is wanting to go for B. Anyone else? Anitesh A. Simran B. So guanidinoacetate also on methylation products a very important product, but Anyone else wants to? So there's a very close split between guanidinoacetate and ethanolamine. The correct answer actually is ethanolamine. And you have to remember what is the pre-methyl group and what it happens after methylation. So guanidinoacetate actually forms a very important product. Okay, creatine. Okay, non-epinephrine on methylation will become epinephrine. Epinephrine on methylation will become metanephrine. Ethanolamine on methylation will become choline. Carnosine on methylation will become anserine, and acetyl serotonin will become melatonin. So all these methylation products are very, very important. And apart from that, these are the functions of SAM. SAM again is a very important topic, S-adenosine methionine. So all the methylation product can be asked for your examination. Okay, very good, Shubham, very good, Simran. Let's answer this question. Which of the following is false for non-classical homocystinuria? Which of the following is false for non-classical homocystinuria? Your options are increased homocysteine while decreased methionine, increased homocysteine while increased methionine, megaloblastic anemia can be seen, all of the above. Which of the following is false for non-classical homocystinuria? So D, Raj is going for D, Simran is going for A. Anyone else wants to answer? So what do you think will be the difference between classical and non-classical homocystinuria? Anitesh, Kishore, Sharat, anyone else? Sharat is going for D, all of the above. Surabhi, B. Hi Tarachand. Tarachand is going for B. So before I give you the answer, let me just show you what is classical and non-classical homocystinuria. So this is basically, the most basic representation of your methionine metabolism. So we know that methionine, homocysteine can be converted back into methionine, methionine into S-adenosine methionine into homocysteine and back. Okay. Now this homocysteine can be converted into cystithione by combining with serine. Okay, so homocysteine combines with serine to form cystithione, and this enzyme is called as cystithione synthase. So classical homocystinuria is when this is absent. Classical homocystinuria is when this is absent. So what will happen? Normally the homocysteine was dividing into two pathways. Some part was going and forming cystithione, whereas other part was getting converted back into methionine. Now because this pathway is blocked, all the homocysteine will be converted into methionine. So in classical homocystinuria, both homocysteine and methionine will increase. Is this point clear to all of you or not? Once again, okay. So here, first of all, understand this simple diagram. Methionine was converted into S-adenosine methionine. S-adenosine methionine was converted into homocysteine, and homocysteine can take two pathways. One, it can be converted back into methionine, or it can be converted into cystithione. For converting into cystithione, it reacts with serine. The enzyme is cystithione synthase. If this enzyme is absent, then you have classical homocystinuria. Homocystinuria simply means homocysteine level is increasing. But here, because all these homocysteine cannot go into this pathway, it will get converted into methionine. So the level of methionine will also increase. Classical homocystinuria. Let's look at what is non-classical homocystinuria. Now, non-classical homocystinuria, if you see, now what happens? The conversion of homocysteine to methionine requires, methyl tetrahydrofolate, which requires this enzyme methyl tetrahydrofolate reductase. If that enzyme is absent, you will have non-classical homocystinuria. So it's not the direct enzyme, it's the indirect enzyme which is absent. So what will happen when this is absent? Methyl tetrahydrofolic acid reductase is here. So your homocysteine cannot be converted back into methionine. Okay, homocysteine cannot be converted back into methionine. So in non-classical homocystinuria, homocysteine will increase, but methionine will decrease. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now remember, there is no B12 deficiency or anything like that. This enzyme is deficient. So megaloblastic anemia and all that may not be seen. So this is, definitely wrong. This is definitely correct. So I can easily remove this and just go for option B. Is this clear, all of you? Okay, so non-classical homocystinuria can be defects in methylcobalamin formation or methylene tetrahydrofolate reductase. If it is due to methylene cobalamin formation, so there will be increased homocysteine, decreased methionine along with megaloblastic anemia. So that third option was what was creating confusion and you all went for D. But remember, in non-classical, methionine level will always decrease. So that's why I reduced that option. And deficiency of methylene tetrahydrofolate reductase, here homocysteine will increase, methionine will decrease, but without megaloblastic anemia. Okay, so that's why I showed you the answer. The options were, and all of these are previous year question, mind you. So that is why I want to discuss this in detail. Which of the following is a variant of PCR, polymerase chain reaction, which can amplify a small amount of target DNA in a sample contaminated with other DNA? Let's answer this question. Which of the following variant of PCR can amplify a small amount of target DNA? A typical example. So what should be the answer? Arbitrary primed PCR, multiplex PCR, nested PCR, or real-time PCR. So RR, first option, he is going for C, nested PCR. Anyone else? Anita also going for C. Anyone else? Surbhi is going for A, arbitrary primed PCR. Raj C, Pankaj C. So the correct answer actually is nested PCR. I'll give you an example where all these PCRs are used so that it will completely be, you will always remember it in examination. Now, imagine a crime scene where the victim's blood is all over, okay, and the criminal, the assailant's blood is, or his DNA is very small in quantity as compared to the total DNA because the victim blood was more here. Okay, so in that case, what happens? The target DNA is in very small concentration as compared to the total DNA. So here we use nested PCR. What is nested PCR? We do two sets of PCR, one with an outer primer and one with an inner primer. I'm not getting into too details, but we do a series. First we do with the outer primer, okay, and then we do with the inner primer to identify the small segment, a small amount of DNA which is we want to amplify. So that is nested PCR. What is multiplex PCR? Anyone? Multiplex, like you all have gone to multiplex movie theaters. Multiple movies are screened at the same time. So in multiplex PCR, multiple target DNA segments are amplified at the same time. Normally, in normal PCR, we amplify a small segment of the DNA. Here, multiple. So multiple primers are used here. Different primers for different segment are used here. Okay. Real-time PCR, you know that here, not only the amplification, but the quantification also happens in real time. That how much amplification has happened. So for example, any patient who is coming up with a follow-up and he had a viral load, you want to check the viral load. You just don't want to know that if the virus is present or not. You want to check the viral load also. Then real-time PCR. Okay, quantitative analysis. Last is arbitrary primed PCR. Can anyone tell me what is arbitrary primed PCR when it is used? What is arbitrary primed PCR? Now imagine a situation, you are doing a research and you are checking, the, what is the effect of a particular carcinogen on a particular, let's say, grasshopper. You don't know what kind of changes you are expecting. You don't know which segment of DNA to amplify. That is where arbitrary primed PCR comes in place. You use random primers under low stringency, okay, and you keep checking if there is some difference with the initial DNA and the final DNA. So that is arbitrary primed PCR. Here, the probes or the primers which you use are not specified; they are arbitrary. So, which of the following enzyme is absent in Wallman disease? Again, a very favoritely repeated question. Which of the following enzyme is absent in Wallman disease? Thanks, Raj. Thanks, Tarachand. Which of the following enzyme is absent in Wallman disease? So options are acid lipase, beta galactosidase, aryl sulfatase A, and none of the above. So Surbhi A, Prashant A, Anita A, Kishore A, Anitesh A. So everyone is very sure Wallman-Easter disease. So what is the product which is accumulated in Wallman-Easter disease? Anyone? What is the product which is accumulated? What is the product which is accumulated? Cholesterol, ester, and triacyl glycerols. Okay, triglycerides. Okay, so about plus course a little. This is the MCQ course. If any one of you is a part of the plus program, they can join my MCQ course there. And hope all of you know about our Unacademy Plus program and our Iconic subscription. Iconic subscription, you get both, Prep Ladder as well as Unacademy, and you can choose any, duration of the course, and you can get a discount of 10% using Dr. Abhishek -YT. Plus, if you are a first, second, third year student, let me tell you, take this decision, don't waste. If you are an intern, post intern, you have already invested into something else, you are already prepared, then it does not, you have a lot to decide. But if you are a first, second, third year student, I think you should always jump onto Unacademy. It's a great platform. A lot of live teaching is there, so you can take a benefit of it. Always go for a higher version, 2-year, 3-year version, because the cost comes down to like 1,000 rupees a month. If you join a physical coaching institute, you will spend more time and more money just by going and coming. So this is a wonderful platform. If you're planning to join, use Dr. Abhishek -YT. Let's answer this question. Ammonia is detoxified in brain by, because triacyl glycerol also in lysosomes is broken by, okay, so lipases are various different type, acid lipase, then you have got hormone sensitive lipase. So triacyl glycerol also is broken down by this here. Is it clear, Ashish? Is it clear? Let's answer this question. Ammonia is detoxified in brain by. So almost everyone has gone. Okay. What if I give you an option like glutamate? Instead of urea, what if I give an option glutamate? Then what would you say? What would you say? Still glutamine or glutamate? Here all of you are clear. What would you say? If I change the option of urea to glutamate, look, if it is by, it should have been glutamate. If it is as, then it should be glutamine. Okay, I hope all of you are clear, because what happens, I'll show you the reaction, then you will realize. So this is in skeletal muscle and this is in all the other tissue. So in all the other tissue, it is detoxified by glutamate. All the glutamate picks up this ammonia and gets converted into glutamine. So it is detoxified as glutamine and by glutamate. Is this clear? They have not given the A, but just biochemically remember, detoxified by glutamate and as glutamine. Okay. And what is this reaction called as? Glutamate plus ammonia forming glutamine. What is this reaction called as? Anyone? Anyone? It is called as first line trapping of ammonia. First line trapping of ammonia. Ammonia is very, very toxic. So ammonia is trapped by glutamate to form glutamine. First line trapping of ammonia. Is it clear? And this happens in skeletal muscle. Okay. Where the ammonia is taken up by pyruvate to convert into alanine, and this alanine goes to the liver. Excellent. Let's answer this question. This is a clinical question. A 16-year-old male present to you with xanthomas, okay, on extensor tendons of hand and Achilles tendons and arthritis of knee. He has one previous heart attack. So a 16-year-old kid having heart attack, okay, despite normal cholesterol levels. So his cholesterol is normal, but still he is showing. Further analysis of serum shows greatly elevated levels of plant sterols. Now this is very interesting. The molecular defect most likely to be, anyone? I'm waiting for an answer for this question. This is a clinical question. EPO 100, no. EPO B 48, no. So first of all, do you know, all of you know the clinical classification of hyperlipoproteinemias? Simran also goes for A. Or should I explain it little? I have got 5 minutes. I'll skip all the other questions. Do you want me to spend another 5 minutes here? Okay, I'll just take this, Okay, just let me explain it a little. So first of all, remember xanthomas. There are 3 types clinically. Type 1, type 2 and type 3. Type 1 only triglycerides are increased. Type 2 only cholesterol is increased. And in type 3 both triglycerides and cholesterol is increased. Okay, remember this. Okay, so this is clinically what? Type 2. Okay, because cholesterol, okay, here cholesterol is normal, but this is type 2, and here what will happen is you will have increased CVD risk. Okay, right? Now in type 2 there is a special category. Okay, there is a special category where ABC, ATP binding cassette protein 1 is absent. So what does this ABC do? I'll tell you. What happens in all these type 2, the problem is that the cholesterol is not taken up by the liver. Okay, so either receptor B100 is absent, okay, defective, or LDL receptors are defective, or LDL receptors are down regulated, or LDL receptors are destroyed. This is a case when LDL receptors are down regulated. What happens when we take plant sterols? Our body does not need plant sterol. It will generally pump it out. So ABC1 is one of those at ATP binding cassette proteins 1 is what will pump it out from liver into the biliary tree and from biliary tree into the small intestine. Okay, so it pumps out all the plant sterols which we eat. Now if this ABC1 is absent, what will happen is plant sterols will get accumulated in our body. Now frankly, our cells cannot differentiate between animal sterols and plant sterols. It will simply think that we have enough cholesterol, and it will down regulate the receptors that will take up the LDL. So because the LDL receptors are down regulated, because the cell thinks that it already has sterols, it already has, even though it has plant sterols which cannot be used by us, but it thinks that it has sterols, so it down regulates all the receptor, and that is reason even though with the normal cholesterol you will have it. So this was the case. This is clinical classification, okay, given in Harrison's latest edition. Okay. So the correct answer here is ATP binding cassette protein. Which of the following is incorrect in RH incompatibility? This will be the last question for today. Next month, because hyperlipoproteinemia, many students feel confused. I promise you that one session, 30 minutes at least, I will keep on hyperlipoproteinemia. Hi Patel. Which of the following is incorrect? Remember, you are asked what in. So in RH incompatibility, what will happen? Increased destruction will happen. What is the problem? Vineet says C. Remember the correct, they are asking for incorrect. So there will be increased destruction. So I think this will definitely be correct. Raise unconjugated bilirubin, because increased destruction will be there. So unconjugated bilirubin will be always be increased. Raised stool urobilinogen will also be there, because unconjugated bilirubin. So the amount of the, in these people you will have dark colored stool, very dark. Raised urine urobilinogen or urine bilirubin. So what of these is not seen in hemolytic anemias? Anyone? So Anitesh now has got this correct. You will never see increased urine bilirubin in hemolytic anemia. Let me show you a table, and this will make it very, very clear. Normally bilirubin is never present and urobilinogen is present. Okay, whenever there is a biliary obstruction, in that case only you will have urinary, or any hepatic disease, again you will have bilirubin present in the urine. Okay, but whenever there is a hemolytic anemia, hemolytic disease, again you will never have it. So normally you don't have urine bilirubin in urine, but only When either there is a hepatic disease or when there is a biliary obstruction, then only you will have bilirubin in your urine. Okay, urobilinogen will be positive here, increased here, and decreased in both these cases because it's an obstructive here. So this graph should make it very, very clear to all of you. Okay. So this is the last question and then we'll finish it. Which pathway describes the synthesis of metabolically active vitamin D? Which pathway describes the synthesis of metabolically active vitamin D? This is rather simple question. Ajay, it starts in skin, then liver, and finally the rate limiting step happens in kidney. So this is a small. So in skin, what happens? 7-dehydrocholesterol is converted into cholecalciferol. Remember the sunlight. So everything about this pathway has been asked. There is nothing which has been left in the examination. So sunlight 230 to 390 nanometers. Then in liver, what happens? 25 hydroxylation happens and it forms 25 hydroxycholecalciferol. In kidney, 1 alpha hydroxylation. This is the rate limiting step. Okay. Now there are some other questions on the same which can be asked. One is the RDA, 400 international units for children and pregnant, and for adult it is 200 international unit. Okay. This is the most abundant and storage circulatory form, but this is the active form. Okay. Biologically active form is calcitriol. So this completes this today's session, and this completes all the sessions which were planned for this month. Next month, just remember this URL, all of you. Thus remember this URL, biochemistry.live. I'm just working on this URL so that all my lectures are at one place. You can easily go, and even if you miss it, and you can directly ask biochemistry doubt, biochemistry.live. Okay. So just go and see. I've just started building up that that URL, that website, so that all my classes, and even if you're missing something, you can go and get it from there. So thank you so much. Let me thank everyone for such wonderful participation. Anita, Kishore, Mahita, Raj, Anitesh, Simran. Then we had Pankaj, Anitesh, Sharat, Surbhi, Tarachand, RR. RR answered only a few questions. Satyapati, Fazil. Thank you so much, all of you. It was a wonderful discussion, and keep messaging me any topic which you want me to take, anything which you any topic which you find difficult in biochemistry. I will love to take it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zoya. Thank you so much, Achkan. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye.